Hey everyone, it's me, Ellery, and I am here with another recap and review for Boomerang Season 2, Episode 4. So if you're interested in my review, make sure that you stick around and stay tuned. While you're here, just saying, maybe, possibly, you should go ahead and subscribe and make sure that you turn on your notifications so you don't miss any new videos from me. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into my review and recap. All right, everyone, like I said, we are going to be doing a recap and review of episode 4 of Boomerang on BET. If you haven't been watching this season, make sure that you go back and watch all my other recaps and reviews. And if you haven't seen episode 4, spoiler alert, I'm definitely going to tell you what's going to happen or what happened. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So this episode, so far what I've been noticing with each episode is it's kind of like a buildup of everybody, what's probably been happening over the last couple of months, what everybody's experiencing, feeling, so forth and so on. All right, so this episode focused on Bryson and Ari. It pretty much opens up with Bryson at the park. He meets a girl and he takes her home and he couldn't close the deal, if you know what I'm saying. Really, he kind of couldn't even get the deal started or on the table, moving, grooving. Y'all get the point. So that didn't happen. So then fast forward, he ends up at the barbershop and he's kind of like moody and his barber's like, what's up with you? Like, what's going on? Or whatever. He finally expresses to him like what happened. And so they kind of go over all these different reasonings and stuff, which is so funny because you know what? Men talk about us when we go get our hair done and how we're at the salon all day and we just be in there talking and gossiping and stuff. But, sirs, y'all clearly do the same thing. But anyway, I digress. So he tells them what happens. They go over all these reasons. Like they were like, was she ugly? You know, I think they asked him if he had either whiskey or Hennessy, probably Hennessy. And they were saying like, hey, like that's real. Like sometimes that gets in the way, you know what I'm saying? But it ends up coming to the conclusion that the last person that he actually slept with was Simone. And then ever since then, he just hasn't been the same. And so basically they were like, oh, you got a broken pee-pee. And so he ends up telling him, his barber ends up telling him that if you can't get things right up here, which essentially is in here, then it's probably not gonna work down there either, just saying. So that's what we have going on Bryson's side. On the other side, we have Ari. So you know from last season, we know that Ari is bisexual. He's a fine Black bisexual man. And for the most part, he seemed like he was pretty comfortable with it, or at least telling people that that's what he was. But this season, he's always kind of struggled with, I don't know, maybe the way other people perceive him, or like that conversation of you not being bisexual, like you're either gay or you're straight. And just kind of being caught in like the middle of that. He's always kind of struggled with that and maybe like how people like perceive him. But he was like comfortable telling you, but at the same time, he was like, but nah, I'm not, like, I don't know, which ends up being said in the episode that it's kind of like that toxic masculinity, you know? So it's like, okay, you're bisexual, but he still puts himself in certain roles and believes like, or he acts, I guess you can say. I don't know what his beliefs are, but he acts like, although I'm bisexual, I'm still supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. So you see him kind of dealing with that because he, in the episode, he's there with somebody, I guess like a situationship. It has to be a situationship because the guy gets in his feelings real strong, just saying. So it had to be somewhat of a situationship, maybe like something that's been going on for a little while. And the guy's like, I don't understand why you're trying to play me. Like when I try to touch you in public, you act like you don't want it or, you know, like it's a big deal. And he called his sex predictable, and I guess it's because like he was giving and he doesn't want to receive. There you go. So there was that. And then at the end of the episode, he goes to meet, or towards the end of the episode, he goes to meet another guy at the club. He asked the guy what he wanted. That's not what he wanted to give. And so he ends up meeting a woman at the club, which the sex seems predictable with the woman. And then she ends up getting on top and she's like, yeah, no, I ain't no punk or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, okay, all right. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. One of the great treasures of episode 4 was Mr. Jason Weaver himself. So excited to see him in any and everything. I've literally been binge watching on Smart Guy for one all day long. But I am such a huge Jason Weaver fan, period. So it was so good to see him. I feel like no matter what he does, I will always see like a mix of Marcus and a mix of Teddy from ATL, and anything that he does, that's what I pretty much see. But it was just really, really good to see him in the episode. I definitely love that. Honestly, not too much to say about this episode. It just kind of felt like another filler episode. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of sick of talking about Bryson. Like, we get it, he's hurt, whatever, like, do you? I'm really, 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 really hoping that we get some more background on Crystal. Crystal is one of my favorite characters. So there's a lot there that I just feel like we haven't had the pleasure of learning about yet. So, but of course, I'm fine anytime Ari's fine stuff is on the screen. So there's also that. And I guess we'll just have to look forward to what the rest of the season will hold. I think there's only a couple episodes left if we compare it to last season. I think last season was either 8 or 10. So we're about to be on episode 5. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm sure that, you know, Lena is building her way up to something. So even though like I feel like something's missing, I know that it's going to be great coming towards the end because her work is good anyway and it speaks for itself. So I'm not worried at all, and I will definitely be here to give you all another recap and review for episode 5. So leave me some comments below. Let me know your thoughts on episode 4. Let me know your thoughts on the entire season, and if you are continuing to watch or not. And that's pretty much it. Until next time, I will see you all next Wednesday. Bye.